Welcome to a brand new HWTV One-on-One. I'm your host, Jake Lancer, and today I'm joined by All-Mission League pitcher Tommy Bridges. Tommy and the Wolverines are in the heat of Mission League play as they gear up for another deep postseason run. Tommy, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. How's the season been going so far?
We've had our rough patches. We're starting off a little slow right now, but I have all faith that we're gonna keep fighting together, and we're gonna turn this around.
A lot of stuff to get into. I want to go all the way back, though, and start there. When did you first really develop a love for the game of baseball?
Well, I started playing t-ball when I was 2, but my dad played in high school. His catcher in high school was Jason Varitek, who's a Hall of Fame catcher. So he's been around the game his whole life, and he's kind of just taught me what it's like to play baseball, and I just fell in love with it.
You know, it's pretty obvious that committing to pitching was the right choice for you. When did you decide that you wanted to be on the mound rather than like in the outfield?
Well, yeah, I didn't actually start like full-time pitching till my freshman year.
Okay.
All up until 8th grade, I was a shortstop, a center fielder, and I also hit. But freshman year, we had a couple injuries that led me to being in a pretty important role for pitching. And as time went on, I just realized that that's what I want to do. I want to be in control of the ball, and I want to be a part of every play.
You've been at Harvard Westlake all the way since 7th grade. How influential was Coach Halpert in that decision?
Coach Halpert probably is one of, if not the biggest reason I'm here.
Yep.
His just love for the game and the passion, it attracts me.
Yep.
He's one of the best coaches in probably the whole country, and he's one of the biggest reasons I'm here.
And club-wise, before 7th grade, were you doing anything affiliated with HW, or did it really start in 7th grade?
I started playing with PBA, who was
Okay.
like an affiliate for Harvard Westlake since I was 12.
Okay, for sure. Let's now go back to last season. So, you get the honor of being sort of the go-to option pitching-wise for the team. And what were the emotions when you, I guess, got that call-up? Because, as a sophomore, that's a pretty big ask.
Yeah, I guess just being how you said it, the go-to guy at a school as prestigious as Harvard Westlake, there's no better feeling.
Yeah.
Knowing that the coaches trusted me that much to go out there every Tuesday and go give the team the best chance to win. There's really no better feeling.
You guys end up splitting Mission League with rival Notre Dame and then end up going out to Jay Sarah, and you're on the mound for that game. I gotta ask, and I don't sort of get past that. Over the off season, did you sort of try and block that game out of your head, or did you really sort of dwell on it and think about it a lot?
Not at all.
Really?
I had some nightmares about that game, but it really fueled me to become my best self over the summer, over the fall, over the winter, going into this season. That game, probably for the rest of my life, is going to be in the back of my head. And anytime that I'm down or anytime that I need motivation, that's going to be the first thing that comes up.
So you'd say that you really tried to turn that sort of negative experience into more of a positive learning experience?
Yeah, I try to use it to fuel me in everything that I do.
That's great to hear. After last year, you're selected to the PBR Futures games representing Team California, where you faced off against some of the best and most elite high school prospects in the nation. How did you grow from that experience?
Oh yeah, that showcase/tournament, whatever PBR wants to call it, it is probably one of the best high school affiliate things you can do. The talent there, they choose the best talent from all around the country. Even if they're all uncommitted, they're going to be committed very soon. So just being there, being around guys who know baseball and know how to select pretty good baseball players, it means just the world, and that they chose me and that I get to be around guys who want to be seen too.
What would you say the biggest differences were from Mission League baseball to playing in a big showcase like that?
I guess just the atmosphere. Mission League baseball, it's one of the best leagues in the country. And then when you get to summer, you get to showcases, it's pretty individualized, but also during that tournament, you play with the team.
Yeah.
And you want to go out there and you want to go help the team win, just like you would in the league, but you also want to go show yourself off a little bit. So the atmosphere is just a little different, and you're playing in front of a bunch of college coaches, so you get a little more nervous than you usually would.
You had a pretty hectic off season. What would you say one part of your game that you really decided to hone in and focus on did you select over the summer?
Probably my strength.
Yeah.
I was with our strength coach, Coach Curling, 4 days a week, just lifting and getting stronger. I think I gained about around, I want to say 20 pounds. That's really one aspect that I really honed in on.
Yep. So then at the end of the summer, around August 3rd, you announced your commitment to Texas Christian University, go play in the Big 12. It's no secret that a lot of schools warned you. What ended up being the deciding factor to picking TCU?
I've always had TCU in the back of my mind. Funny story, when I was 7, I was watching a college baseball game, and
Yeah.
TCU was on, and I saw they're pretty good, so they've always been in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a little bit of a reach, but they reached out in, I want to say, spring of my sophomore year, and we kept in contact. They saw me at their futures games and had me come out for just go look at the school.
Yeah.
And as soon as I stepped on campus, it was love at first sight. I mean, the coaches there, the players there, they want to win, and that's exactly what I want to be a part of.
What would you say you're most looking forward to playing in Fort Worth?
I went to one of the games, and the atmosphere around it, there were so many fans, and just the way that TCU plays baseball,
Yeah.
it reminds me a lot of Harvard Westlake with the passion and the drive and the willingness to do anything they can to win. That's what I'm most excited for.
It was really interesting to me because that's at the end of your sophomore year going into junior year. I feel like looking at the high school baseball sort of landscape in today's game, you don't see kids committing that early. Mm-hmm. What gave you sort of the confidence and reassurance that TCU really was that right fit so early?
Oh, I talked to a bunch of other schools too,
Yeah.
but TCU really just showed that they wanted me. And they've always been in the back of my head, like I said. Yeah. And I thought it was the right time because they wanted me, I wanted them, and I just made the decision.
That's great to hear. I know faith is a big part of your life. How does that sort of intersect with the game of baseball for you?
I do everything for my love of God. I'm a Christian athlete, and I just do everything for Him. I pray before every game, and at the end of every prayer, I always say, "I do this all for you." Yeah. So just knowing that God is watching over me, it's a huge part of my game.
God into faith, now I want to sort of turn it to family. I know you have a real good relationship with your dad, Scott. Tell me about how you guys sort of bond over baseball, country music, stuff like that.
Yeah, he's from North Carolina, so he kind of raised me to be like a really respectful person. He loves the game of baseball. He takes off work whenever he can to come watch me play, and he shows me the most love I've ever seen in my life. And I think that we bond over anything because we're really similar.
Yeah, ask whoever, whether it's a teammate, Coach Halper. The one thing that I always hear is you have this relentless work ethic, which really drives you to be so good. Would you say you get that from your dad?
Yeah, I would say I get that from him. It's also just a drive that my family and my parents have given up so much for me to go do what I love, and I want to be able to pay them back one day.
That's great to hear. Along with family, you've sort of built this family here at HW, and just looking at your time here, I wanted to try and pick out 1 or 2 guys that you've built these tight relationships with, but the whole team sort of seems like this big brotherhood. It was tough for me to pick 1 or 2 guys, so instead I wanted to ask more generally, how does that sort of competitive but also brotherhood nature of HW baseball sort of push you to be better every day?
Yeah, I mean, we have some of the best talent in the country. When you bring a team together that has talent and a drive to be better, it brings the whole team together and makes everyone want to work harder. When I have people that I think are better than me, I want to go and be better than them, and then other people want to be better than me. So the competitiveness and just the fact that we have so many just great baseball players on our team just makes everyone just want to work harder and be better than the other.
Outside of here at Studio City, playing in the Mission League, some of the best talent in all of the state, does that sort of excite you to be going up against other some of the best pitchers in the state on the mound every night?
100%. I just want to go out there and give our team the best chance to win. Yeah. And I know I'm going up against great competition, so I have to kind of step up my game, and it just helps just everyone on the team just lock in even more. What's
the biggest thing in your opinion that you've sort of learned during your time here at HW, whether on the mound or off the mound?
Yeah, we have a saying for our team, find a way. It just kind of means like whatever we do in life, no matter how difficult or easy it is, if we're having challenges, find a way somehow to get it done. No matter what it takes, we just go and get it done. And I think that's one of the biggest things I've taken away.
Have you gotten the opportunity at all to chat with any former HW players that are now, in the major leagues and get advice from them?
I talk with Pete sometimes. I mean, it's just work ethic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other baseball players in the world that are very good.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of players in the minor leagues and the major leagues that are some of the best in the world. So you want to kind of stand out a little bit from the advice I got from him, and you just want to go out there and work as hard as you can.
I want to finish by asking you this. If the team wants to make a deep historic run this season, what's going to be the key to that in your opinion?
I just think we have to play for each other. We have to trust each other with everything. I think there's been a little bit of a lack of trust with each other right now. I just think we have to get a little closer as a team. We have to build our chemistry a little more and I think you're going to see us win a lot more baseball games as we come together and play for each other.
Well, from faith to family, we really covered everything. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. You can catch all of the Wolverines home games on HWTV. I'll be on the call along with Sammy Glassman for that. Tommy, thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's another episode of HW One-on-Ones. I'm Jake Lansing.